Hello, Abusia. And then you may buy near Coso UK, and I'm Pessame de Bremo. Near Yina, who near Coso. Aquala black boy na wakunipa nkwala miensa na odi sika wo mpanifo mienu aye daja wo krom ha enye easy ti unam ana wa hwo ho so yi na story ni se akwala no kita sika akwala no ba ha ombe besiki asalam wo krom ha na osua ti make story ne kakra na mewie na me video no atoso amamo na nyina ya hwe video no eya rehosam akwala ni nipa tuntum ni ana esi nkwala miensa nkwala kura under age miensa na akwala no boy no nya black boy no nya 18 years obenya 18 years I think next month or 17 and esi odi sikan for no reason nkwala miensa pa awowo nkwala no sikan abrofo nkwala awowo mu sikan ku nkwala kwa omo kwakọ omo na omo hu ya nkomo akọpeta no so njai no ko so ni mu no owo nkosa nkofo no so sikan amomo prepare nti achi akwala no ede no akọ court na ekubi asembi court asembi bebisa bia unyia no asembi bebisa bia unyia no nti si ama abrofo no so buafu omubuafu papa nti no so ye tuntumini na wonama na waye very very careful because si ama tuntumfo ye ho ahi pa wo landing krom ha ye ho ahi wo landing krom ha nti me abusua ba beka chi mabusua fo amene omugu platform mi so say wonama aya monye very careful si anu wiase ayehu obi bel na wunnim na wohwe ne reaction na so officer or react funny na wahwe wo so ye no afini pa ne nchen because si anema ekoso no anu nyan niema ekoso no anu nya papa nti sisi ano se wo krom ha wo landing krom ha na se wo brochire ba bia sisi anya landing kwa brochire ba bia ekoso nti se wo numbers bus dano ebi siye ewo Canada papa yi owo kope bus afo a o te bus stop a bi bewo ni sika ekun no the same thing na asi no ti si ana me wiase ayehu ti na ma yenhwe yehu yi uhu obi ebe broni o tuntum no obe na wohwe ne ye no na uhu ni se no enye we a na wada wo so na wafiri ho because ne ekoso no anu nyan nti kakra ye saka ye ba na ye de me de abedom mu ni nyina ye hu ne ekoso ti ne ekoso no se akola boy a ye tuntum aku nkwala under age ba mse ba kokura nya 16 kra ye wo mse 5 6 7 years nkwala miensa na tuntum ni awo mu sikan aku nkwala yi play mpanifo mienu because of say oye under age yes onya 18 no omo amfa nanim amma nti no nkwala brim picture na omo de baaye nti no abusua momie nkotie kakra a ye kromfo ne reporters no de baaye ti yenko ne nkotie
what they try to get involved to stop this boy no omunyina boy no wo mo se kama ba ko de se wo de wo no krama ne nso no etuye ama yakwa akopempa mo ama da hospital ho asese ono so kokko ma ye twen se ne so bete no and other people who involved omunya injuries now the cronti abrofo no omani abre for asylum seekers ne say aje so omu na yi omu target ne say akola wo ne ma me so omu ba kroma beseke for asala ba 13 years ni ene fama wo mo enti fama wo mo no a wo no sese nkonye ba bi de na ne agina no eno akwa disa nkwasi asemu na according to news report in the kwano almost a boy na untimu say ye planting bia because location hono no she hudi oko hono mobile more than 3 times 4 times amomo de ho cameras nyina dey aba bonten and son a boy no or kwa this abon. The first picture about out in it. Where your time mobile kuma for no sakra no ekete say when you kakra or 17 years. Enti me pa cho ko daki tina wufie na wanya asem because abrofo no wa woni tua. O man ka so mo pie kumye dada. Na akwase bi akwa di nkwase asem. Amana dai aba so nyina so. Udi ago broni beku ato atwene. Ena da mekane say obi kun so to twene kroma no ma. Me na make a cha hekra 10 years ko went to prison. Obesa aba. Enti ko daki tina fie she video we ema wunu a wonte asem esu kroma. No no so nye dai. On tenase anaso nama. Onye very careful ko adwuma kra na omanani na ona kwase bia nkuna nto antwe.
Okay, it based on menua bem
if you are kromo and I can a butterfly think himself a bird. Sometimes no matter the way be red and you black Uti no me pet that into says so and if you ye I'm off one moment but so hey massa be deep power the be can be deep power na piska krom. You see a bus nyame amfasa man na kwese see South Africa na obi okra oba bia di 6 months we year muni because na a scout the connection by kwa nyante woka unto project kwa Ghana uni 2 bedroom kwa Ghana okwa na ruti koda e na ruti koto ti pioneer bob so for mun kan pai boom na nya easy sa oh the SCC akakra sa na nyame amwa na bebe sa be hadwen e ba affect nyina ana e fan shitim say ye kwa muntimi nyomo dwuma masa unu eni ho omo country be adwuma nti say bon pende nyame ya do na bibia ye kuma ye esremo ofa na de garin bi so asende me se wa na say ehu
ono so di ono so ebe kan de to abonten efa sa case we hu eno so eno no ana one guy bi so tena aka mu edi nkomo a wo kire say UK kwai say it is finished na minima de kronti a no wo kasa asem no de yenkuti ono so.
The UK is officially finished. People rioting, destroying properties, racism. What happened to this country? Such a great nation literally been turned upside down. To all the far left, this is not nationalism. This is racism. The immigrants didn't make you lose your British values or your British principles. You did it yourself. From the minute you stopped being a religious nation who feared God, that's when you destroyed yourself. Now you're looking to blame someone. You went into the homes of the immigrants. You took out all their resources. You stripped them away from having an opportunity to even be able to provide for their loved ones. And now that they're here looking for opportunity to better their life, to try to give their children a better life, you have the cheek to say that you need to get out of our country. All I see is a bunch of lowlights who are clearly unhappy with their own life, who failed even though...
An update coming after midnight. We now know a 17-year-old from Banks has been charged with 3 counts of murder, as well as 10 counts of attempted murder and possession of a bladed article. He will appear at Liverpool City Magistrates Court later this morning. Those murder charges relate to the deaths of 6-year-old BB King, 7-year-old Elsie Stancombe, and 9-year-old Elise Aguiar in Southport. That incident took place on Monday. We know that police were called to reports of a stabbing at 11:50 a.m. that morning in what Serena Kennedy described as a ferocious attack. In that incident, 8 youngsters suffered stab wounds. 5 are in a critical condition, alongside 2 adults who are also critically injured in an incident that caused widespread sadness in the community. We've seen a sea of flowers laid at the scene of the incident that took place at the Heart Space in Southport Community Centre, where a Taylor Swift-themed dance class was.
17-year-old who appeared in court here today had been arrested on Monday, pretty soon after those 999 calls were made by people in Southport asking for ambulances, saying that several people had been stabbed and among them were young children. Now, because of his age, because he's under 18, ordinarily we would not be allowed to name him. But today the judge made an unusual decision, and of course we know a lot has happened in the days since Monday, and that was referred to by the judge as he made that decision. He said that the allegations are serious and shocking. They could hardly be more serious, he said. But he also talked about misinformation online. He described rioting also in Southport, but also elsewhere too that we've seen, and made the decision to try and diffuse some of the tensions. Charged overnight, then brought to court this morning with a blue lights police escort. The 17-year-old accused of carrying out a mass stabbing at a children's dance class in Southport. accused of murdering these 3 girls, Alice, Bibi and Elsie, and also trying to murder 10 other people, including 8 children. The suspect can now be named as Axel Rudakabana. This is him when he was younger in his school uniform. Today in court, we barely saw his face as he sat in the dock with his head down and his face covered. During a brief hearing first thing this morning in a youth court, and then later during a hearing that lasted about an hour in a Crown courtroom in the same building, Axel Rudakabana had his grey tracksuit top pulled right up, covering all of his face. Occasionally, I saw him pull it down just enough so as he could look around the courtroom. When he was asked, "Are you Axel Rudakabana?" there was no response. When the judge asked his defence barrister if he could confirm his name, again, no reply. In fact, the 17-year-old remained silent through his entire time in court today. Arrested on Monday by police who'd been called to a mass stabbing at a summer holiday dance workshop in Southport at 17. Normally, Axel Rudakabana wouldn't be publicly named, even once charged. But today, the judge decided his identity should be known. Among the reasons, his birthday next week when he turns 18, meaning he'd be named then anyway. And also, what's happened since Monday, what the judge called idiotic rioting, the false names and claims online. In ruling that it's in the public interest to name the teenager, Judge Andrew Maneri said, continuing to prevent full...
Auntie Abusia, ano na yakɔhwɛ aba no. Kwalaa no ɔkum kwalaa mu maako mmiɛnsa. Maako kwalaa aborɔfo kwalaa maako mmiɛnsa. Ano ɔden paa. Nti no isi a na ma aborɔfo no mubuafu paa woyɛ black a ohu yɛ ɔmo ahi papapapapa. Nti wonam ano ayɛ very careful. Ati nti no kakra yɛde bɛsom mu no ano na mede abrɛ mo no. Nti monyɛ very careful. Monam a monhwɛ mo ho so yie. Nti no akyire ne yɛbɛsi bi yɛbɛsan aba na yɛde abɛdɔ mo. Madam Astimatiefo. Nti mon subscribe channel no ma me. Mon subscribe na mon like. Na ɛbɛyɛ a bibi a bɛba bia no mbɛba na mede abɛdɔ mo. Damasi.